And joining us now is Undersecretary Ernesto Torres Jr., Executive Director of the National Secretariat of the NTF-ELCAC, to talk about the upcoming Unity Run for Peace and Development. Good morning, Yusek.
Good morning, Gretchen, at isang mapayapang umaga po sa ating mga tagapanood.
Tell us all about this Unity Run for Peace and Development at ano po yung Buklod Kapayapaan Federation?
Well, unang-una, yung Buklod Kapayapaan Federation Incorporated ay naitatag noong April 28 ng kasalukuyang taon. Ito ay isang federasyon ng iba't ibang organisasyon ng mga former rebels na nagbalik loob na sa gobyerno. Meaning, tinalikuran na nila yung mga armadong pakikibaka. So they have a national leadership coming from formerly high-ranking cadres, and they have regional organizations also. So when they were established last April, about 4,000 people's organization ang nakapaloob sa kanila, and they have a similar organization sa lahat ng mga regions natin all over the country.
And bakit ho Unity Run for Peace and Development ang project po ng NTF-ELCAC?
Yeah. Unang-una, Gretchen, alam naman natin this month is Peace Month. So this is our contribution and participation in the celebration of the Peace Month. No? So Unity, Peace and Development also is our campaign plan for 2025 to 2028. Meron tayong National Action Plan for Unity, Peace and Development as we push forward our campaign against insurgency from this year up to 2028. Kaya yun yung pinaka-team natin, kapayapaan, kaunlaran at pagkakaisa.
Okay. I remember recently in one of the Senate hearings, Senator Mig Zubiri brought up the problem or challenge now. Sabi niya, dumadami daw ulit yung NPA, members of the NPA, and also the encounters in his own province. Parang ilan po yung mga namatay, you know? Ano po napapansin po ninyo when it comes to that and the trends? Is it really making a resurgence? Some people are coming back I guess the groups.
Well, Gretchen, as of the end of the first semester, there are only 780 active members of the NPA, no? Yan po yung report sa atin ng ating security sector. But as far as the guerrilla fronts are concerned, all the 89 active guerrilla fronts when the NTF-ELCAC was established in December 2018, ay lahat po yan ay na-dismantle na. Meaning, yung kanilang political and military organization in these guerrilla front areas, pati yung mga mass bases nila, ay hindi na natin makikita. However, 780 NPAs is still a significant number, no? Pero comparing that to its peak na mga 25,000 sila, so it is now relegated into a law enforcement operation. So gumagalaw din po sila, pero hirap na rin po yung ating mga kapatid sa kabundukan. Gawa nga ng mga mass bases nila ay wala nandoon to provide them sanctuary, to provide their resources. But our security sector, hindi naman po sila nagpapabaya sa kanilang mga security patrols to see to it that these groups, yung mga armado pa rin na NPA na gumagala sa mga bundok ay na-address po natin. Kaya nagkakaroon pa rin ng mga encuentro here and there. Pero in most cases, yung ating pong mga tropa ng gobyerno are gaining the upper hand. But that is not really what we wanted to happen. Gretchen, meron naman tayong amnesty program ngayon. So it is rolling. So, and as we speak, meron ng mahigit 2,000 na miyembro ng CPP, NPA ang nag-apply sa ating amnesty. And also, itong mga former rebels natin, that's why they have in their organization about 55,000 former rebels, kasama na rin yung mga supporters nila, no? Kaya nagbalikan yung mga yan dahil sa programa ng gobyerno to really give them that opportunity to reintegrate and go back to mainstream society through our enhanced comprehensive local integration program. Kaya po gusto natin palakasin yung Buklod Kapayapaan Federation Incorporated, because ang plano talaga dyan is for them to have an independent civil society organization that will address the concerns and issues ng mga former rebels natin.
So wala po kayo nakikitang alarming trend ng pagbalik ng mga rebelde dito nga po sa sa kanilang mga grupo? Wala pong ganon na parang increase again of recruitment?
Well, Gretchen, we are very much aware that the CPP, NPA, NDF are in their third rectification campaign, meaning they are trying to recover their lost mass bases. They are trying to regenerate yung kanilang mga resources, pati yung mga narratives nila to recruit doon sa mga, lalong-lalo na sa mga kabataan natin and vulnerable sectors, dun sa mga lugar na geographically isolated and vulnerable areas. Meron pa rin silang ginagawang mga recruitment dyan. But tayo sa NTF-ELCAC, replicated naman yung organization natin down to the region, to the provincial, municipality, and barangay. Meron tayong mga mechanisms dyan to address all of these attempts of the insurgents to recover.
Ano po ang role ng NTF-ELCAC dito, to be very specific?
Role in the counterinsurgency? Well,
yes.
ang NTF-ELCAC is a mechanism that harmonizes all the government effort, including that of its stakeholders, to truly and genuinely serve the people, especially those living in the geographically isolated and vulnerable communities. And through the years, since its creation in 2018, we've been very successful on that. Kaya nga wala na tayong mga tinatawag na influence barangays. So what we are doing now is we are offering yung Barangay Development Program. Yan po yung flagship program natin for socio-economic development doon sa mga barangay that were formerly influenced by the CPP, NPA, NDF. Because we know very well, that in order to sustain our gains, we have to make these barangays feel that there is a government that cares for them. At tayo po sa NTF-ELCAC, sometimes it is vilified to be an organization to be just involved in EJK and red tagging. That is very, very unfortunate, Great Gretchen. Because ours is an organization that harmonizes all the government's effort to see to it na yung mga barangay na matagal na panahon na hindi nasisilbihan ay makakatamasa ng mga programa ng gobyerno. Yan po yung Barangay Development Program natin. And beyond the Barangay Development Program, committed lahat ng member agencies ng NTF-ELCAC, which is practically all the agencies of the government, to prioritize the implementation of their projects, their programs, doon po sa mga barangay, sa mga BDP barangay, para tuloy-tuloy masusustain yung mga developmental efforts doon. Because normally or in the past, ang nangyayari kasi na madaling i-agitate yung mga kababayan natin in these areas because they did not feel that there are projects of the government na umaabot sa kanila. But right now, as we speak, for 5 years now, we have already served 4,830 barangay. Pero towards the end of this administration, we still have to launch BDP program in more than 4,000 more barangay kasi sa aming listahan merong 9,336 barangays na naimpluwensyahan dati ng CPP, NPA, NDF but are now cleared from their influence. Kaya ang pinapacilitate po natin ay yung mga developmental efforts doon po sa lugar na yon. And aside from that, of course, meron tayong ini-establish din na integrated territorial defense system para yung mga binanggit mo nga kanina, yung mga nagtatry na pumasok ulit sa mga barangay, together with the security sector, yung mga civilians in the barangay, they work together to ensure na hindi na po makarecover at saka makapag-conduct ng mga extortion, ambushes, no, doon sa mga barangay na dati nilang pinamumugaran.
Yusek, apart from the CPP-NPA, there's also another group, which is the MILF, which is undergoing a decommissioning process in Mindanao. And in August, their leadership released a letter barring their ground units from taking part in the decommissioning process. Ano po kaya nangyari doon? Where do the challenges lie? Is it more of the same when it comes to yung development po, yung nagkukulang po ba? O hindi na ibigay yung mga naipangako?
I'm sorry, Gretchen, kasi ang NTF-ELCAC, ang aming mandate is only on countering communist insurgency.
Okay.
Ibang concern po, ibang task force yung tumitingin dun sa mga concerns natin sa BARM. But we are closely monitoring the developments there because somehow may mga areas doon na both may concerns ng mga local terrorist group and at the same time meron din communist terrorist group.
Okay. Dito ho sa mga barangay development initiatives, ano po kaya yung mga nagtagumpay na solusyon na nakikita po ninyo? Tama po no na may binababa kayong pondo sa barangay at yun yung ginagamit nila to be able to, I guess, to promote, whatever it is that they need there. No? Pero ano po yung mga matagumpay na programa that keeps people focused on something else, building their own lives?
Well, actually, Gretchen, in all of those 4,830 barangays, you could see kasi may 5 core projects ang barangay development program. Kasama dito yung farm to market road, school building, health stations, electrification, water and sanitation, and sometimes meron din livelihood opportunities. So, depende sa pangangailangan ng barangay, yun yung intervention, yun yung proyekto na ini-implement doon sa kanila. And it is determined by the barangay officials themselves as contained in their barangay development program. So for example, in Barangay A, you could see a project for school building coupled with health station kung yun yung kailangan nila. Whereas in most cases, Gretchen, farm to market road ang request ng mga barangays that benefited from this program. So maganda siguro and we would like to recommend, Gretchen, and we would be very happy if you would feature in one of your programs yung mga barangay development programs sa successes po natin.
Okay, and saan po ulit ang fun run po ninyo, the Unity Run?
The Unity Run will be at Camp General Emilio Aguinaldo. Sana po makapag-join po kayo. That will be on September 14, a Sunday. So meron po tayong several categories. Ito fun run lang naman. Kaya ang pinakamalayo ay 10 kilometers. And we also have 5 kilometers, 3 kilometers, and even 1.5 kilometers. So aside from the runners, pwede rin tayo magsama ng ating mga pets, and even yung mga anak natin, yung mga kapatid natin na maliliit pa for the 1.5 kilometer run. So registration is ongoing now. Dun po sa Facebook page natin, just type in Unity Run for Peace and Development. Kasama natin dito as organizer, a very renowned run organizer, yung Team Malaya. So with your registration, kasama na dyan yung race bib, finisher medal, singlet, and raffle ticket. The usual running package na binibigay natin. But there is an added item para dun sa mga magre-register for 10 kilometer. Meron silang finisher shirt. So I do hope that our listeners now would register and support this activity as it would of course, benefit our former rebels, particularly yung mga miyembro ng Buklod Kapayapaan Federation Incorporated, so that they will have an independent and strong civil society organization so that they can also launch programs for unity, peace, and development. para tuloy-tuloy na po yung kanilang reintegration back into the society at tuloy-tuloy
Okay.
na rin sila mag-advocate ng kapayapaan sa ating bansa.
Okay. Magkano po yung registration fee? Ayan, ay nakasulat na, ano?
Ayan, nasa screen naman po. All of the proceeds from this run, from this project, will go directly to Buklod Kapayapaan for the purposes that I have stated
okay.
earlier.
Okay, maraming salamat ho. Ay, i-scan nyo na lang yun. Balikan din nyo sa video yung QR code na yun. And register for the Unity Run for Peace and Development this coming September 14. Maraming salamat po for sharing us some insight on the current insurgency counter-insurgency efforts. We have Undersecretary Ernesto Torres Jr., Executive Director of the National Secretariat of the NTF-ELCAC.
Thank you very much, Gretchen.